Guys, this is an emergency video for Ethereum because Ethereum is actually outperforming Bitcoin in the short-term time frame. And it's not entirely just Ethereum. Altcoins in general are also doing very well. Where Bitcoin is up in the past 24 hours 1%, altcoins are up even up to 10-20%. So in this video, we're not only going to talk about Ethereum and what positions I'm taking on Ethereum, but we're also going to be talking about the altcoin catch-up trade, which I mentioned 2 days ago that would be taking place very soon. So if that sounds interesting, then make sure to destroy the like button on this video, subscribe to become a Crypto Kid for daily technical analysis updates, and with that said, let's jump into the altcoin market and see, with Ethereum specifically, how we can take advantage. Okay, so the concept of the Bitcoin catch-up trade is that Bitcoin leads the pump. So Bitcoin breaks out, and then it takes a few days for that pump to transfer into Ethereum. And after Ethereum sees a more significant breakout, then the rest of the altcoin market begins to continue pumping even more. So after Ethereum, we're going to see things like Solana, things like Dogecoin, things like AVAX, especially the altcoin ETF altcoins. They will probably see a further continuation. So I think now is a good time to be opening positions on things like Dogecoin, things like Solana, things like Litecoin. I think it's a good time to be doing that, which if you want to do that, then using the first link in the description down below, you'll get 400 USDT for free if you deposit $2,000 into your futures trading account after you sign up with this link and maintain it for 3 consecutive days. Then you can use the exchange's money to open long positions so that you're not risking your own money. So make sure to use the first link in the description down below. But I think that, these altcoins are still very good. The ones that I mentioned, Link also, I think is a very good one. But Ethereum, you can see that Ethereum is done on the week's chart 6% in the past 24 hours, where Bitcoin is pumped by only 1%. We opened a market position, just a DCA, I believe it was yesterday, and that position is doing very well. We also had a limit order to buy Ethereum in case of a retest to the inverse head and shoulder resistance, which I still think you should have. But to be honest with you, we don't have to do this retest. Ethereum can just straight away pump to $4,000, which is our target for this pattern here. So I would definitely be in the market with Ethereum. You can, I would just manage my leverage correctly. Currently, I'm trading with 7x leverage, but obviously maybe you can reduce that to 3 or 4. And then, I think DCing into long positions like we've done here is the best way to move forward. But I genuinely think that Ethereum will reach 4K once more in the upcoming month or two. And then we're going to have to see, probably 2 months. And then we're going to have to see if we can break that 4K resistance on the price action, which has been holding pretty strong for the past 2 cycles, and see if we can head to $8,000 and maybe even beyond. So with that said, that's pretty much the altcoin market. We have pumping 22.9%. Congrats if you participated in the Bybit launch. It's only doing, I would say, nothing too crazy, like 150% to 200% from ICO price, which is good, but obviously nothing compared to altcoin season. And Trump coin will be having a large amount of unlocks this week, so be careful with Trump coin. Speaking about President Trump, we had the vote for the Clarity Act, we had the vote for the Genius Act, and the Anti-CBDC Act, and unfortunately those acts did not pass through Congress yesterday, even though that President Trump has majority in Congress. So what he's done is he's spoken to those Republicans that voted against these 3 bills individually to make sure that vote goes through today. So let's see what happens there. They were also trying to merge defense spending bills and these crypto bills together, which was a bit weird. So I think we can definitely see the Genius Act pass, and that will allow stablecoin adoption throughout the world with the US dollar. And the more people have access to stablecoins, the more interoperable these things become with DeFi, the more people can buy cryptocurrency. So I think that will be great for the altcoin market. Bitcoin dominance still at 64%, but we're dropping from the rising wedge. So we could see a small altcoin rally, just like what we saw back in I would say November to December of last year. So guys, thank you so much for watching this very quick video. I hope you enjoyed it. And with that said, take care, and I'll see you all on the next video very soon. Take care, guys, and as always, bye-bye.